Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Taffel and today we're doing episode 1 of the UF DPM Meet the Student sessions. Today we have our first guest, Sage Thompson. Sage, if you could start by telling us a bit about yourself.
Sure. So I grew up in East Coast of Florida. And growing up and getting through high school, I was always really interested in science, but I never really knew exactly what I wanted to do. So when I started at UF, I was in a microbiome major, and honestly, I really didn't like it. And I decided I needed some lab experience. And that's how I ended up in the entomology department, kind of just by coincidence, I suppose. And I started working in the biosecurity researches. And from there, my interest in insects and my interest in plants really just blossomed. And here I am about 5.5 years later, about to graduate with the Doctorate of Plant Medicine program.
Nice. And can you please share some of your favorite aspects of the DPM program?
Sure. So I think my favorite aspect of the DPM program was the complete flexibility of the program and the fact that you have a lot of wiggle room to do exactly what you want and build the education that you want with all the experiences that you think you will need it for the future. From making your own committee of professors that you think could best suit your future career goals to choosing those one-off classes that professors only offer once every couple semesters, and you really have, like say, a lot of flexibility to do exactly what you want.
That's great. What extracurriculars are you involved in during your time here at the DPM?
So since I've been in DPM, I was in the entomology and nematology student organization. I was also in the Doctor of Plant Medicine student organization, entomology group. So we have a group of students that go out every Monday and Friday and play beach volleyball. And I played volleyball in my undergrad years for the club team at UF. So that was really important to me to have a group that I could do that with, that I also share my professional interests with.
And also, have you participated in an internship or research here in the DPM?
Yeah, so Dr. Hodges started to have a frequent visit to Ecuador because one of our previous students was funded by the Ecuadorian government to complete the DPM program. And now Dr. Espinoza lives in Guayaquil, Ecuador, and helps us plan these trips. And she also had interest in hosting 2 students for an internship. So I was one of 2 students that went to Ecuador in 2019 for the summer, and I completed an internship with Dr. We did a lot of different work. So we were very true to the DPM program. So we worked for a couple weeks in a plant nutrition lab where we took cacao samples and analyzed them for heavy metal toxins, I guess, in the cacao. We also helped establish rearing some different insects in the lab, and we were also looking at virus vectors in papaya with a plant pathologist. So we were looking with the research that was going on in Guayaquil.
Wow, that's amazing. What's your career goal out of this, and how do you think the DPM program has helped you prepare for this?
Well, my career goal is to have a job. But outside of that, I'm actually applying for a lot of jobs right now. So I can tell you with the DPM program, I feel like I'm not really sure exactly what I want to be doing. I'm currently applying for jobs with the federal government doing entomology research. But I've also entertained the idea of doing plant pathology research, which I'm still qualified for. I have a lot of coursework backing up what I've done. And with the DPM program, you also have to complete an internship in the plant disease clinic at UF for a semester. So I have experience triaging and diagnosing plant pathogens at the largest plant diagnostic laboratory, at least in the Southeast. Just trying to find a job, it's fairly easy for me to modify my cover letters and really tailor each one of my applications with all the different experiences I've had in the DPM program.
Well, good luck to you with that. And to finish up, do you have any advice for new DPM students on how to make the most of their experience here?
So I have a lot of advice. First and foremost, take the classes with the most interesting titles. The best and most interesting classes I've taken were not those that were offered every single semester. They were classes that professors wanted to put together and kind of have more of a discussion group about high level and very specific topics. So those have been some of my favorite classes so far. I would also recommend that uh, incoming students start building their own library. Want to buy your books because they're really expensive and you don't know if you're going to be using them later. But with the DPM program, if you're especially interested in a specific subject like entomology or agronomy or plant pathology, it's really wise to start collecting those books and starting your own professional library that you can reference later. My other pieces of advice are don't be afraid of statistics, and put a course about experimental design up front on your program. Really update your CV weekly. It's no joke. Keep current with every single thing, every single volunteer event that you do, every single publication you edit, that you touch, that comes across your desk. Goes onto your CV, and you will thank yourself for it when you are looking for a job 4 years later, like I am.
Well, thank you very much, Sage. I appreciate you zooming in today to share this info with our viewers. And that is all we have today. Thanks for taking the time to watch our DPM Meet the Student session. Stay tuned for more episodes.